from Arkansas State Chair Kristi Mann. You got 32 girls in 16U and junior women here this year. Huge numbers for Arkansas. Growth of girls wrestling nationwide, really evident here. But what's it like for you to see it firsthand in Arkansas?
Well, it's just overwhelming. I'm so proud. Words can't even explain. Our girls have been growing. We came up here with one girl, then 6, then 13, and here we are today with 32, and it makes this mama man so proud.
So 15 years ago, junior boys brought a team out here, and your son won the very first match for Team Arkansas. Now, there was a rogue wrestler back in the 90s who really did well for the state, but that was the first true team. And now to see all of it really as a parent, as a team leader come full circle, what's it like for you?
Well, it's amazing. Like 15, you reminded me 15 years ago, we got our first win here, and the USA Wrestling family was kind of crowded around our mat, and for it to be my son Tanner, it was amazing. And here we are 15 years later with ranked kiddos and so excited. And after Tanner came Tyler, who's our first All-American up here. So proud of my boys, but just Arkansas in general. And like I said, we have a tough guys group that'll come in tomorrow, and we have 54. So we started with 18 wrestlers on a yellow school bus 15 years ago.
Kind of daunting, you know. The girls are warming up right now next to California, which has maybe more wrestlers in some states entirely. So what you see there, like one of the gold standards when it comes to the girls wrestling program. What have you guys tried to do in Arkansas to really foster girls wrestling?
Well, you know, we just really support and advocate, and I go around the state and actually around the world just trying to make spaces for girls, particularly Arkansas girls. Our coaches and team leaders really do get in there and get girls to start wrestling, getting them on the mat early, so that really helps. We have a good group.
What do you guys as a staff tell these girls that some of them might be leaving the state for the first time? It's the biggest tournament they're probably ever going to, well, really the biggest tournament anybody ever wrestles in, but what do you tell them to prepare for something like this?
You know, we tell them that they belong here. That yes, it is the world's biggest stage or our nation's biggest stage, but by gosh, they have trained hard, they have excellent coaches, and they belong here. And don't be that, we always give that speech, don't be the deer in the headlights, and so you are against the number 1 seed. Bust the bracket. So we deserve to be here, and our girls are very talented.
Now, Pat Smith, you're a legend in this sport. You had success at all age groups and whatnot, and 15 years ago, we sat here talking with you about the first junior men's team that came to Fargo, and there was very limited success then. Talk about the success of Arkansas wrestling since you came on board, and what you think it's been growth-wise nationally.
Well, the success has just been off the charts, especially in Arkansas. You know, first year I came here, we took a little yellow bus with 17 wrestlers on it, and we came up here and wrestled, and then we had one wrestler win a match. And now we're taking 2 big coach buses that seat 60 passengers per bus, and they're all full. So we have exploded as far as participation up here in Fargo since 15 years ago. And we've had multiple All-Americans. We haven't had a national champion yet up here, but we're hoping to get one soon.
Talk about the leadership that Kristi Mann's brought to the state association. You know, her son's wrestled and had success up here. Obviously, Tanner won the first match. Tyler placed. But as the director of coaching, what's Kristi do to set the pace in Arkansas?
Oh, she's a champ. She's working. She's working the tournaments when we go to the tournaments. As far as high school wrestling goes during the season, she's constantly on those kids about wrestling, freestyle, and Greco. And she's just a great promoter of our sport in our state. And she's a big reason why we're at where we're at today.
When you look at the growth of the girls wrestling, the boys started first, the girls were closely thereafter at the high school level, but 32 girls is amazing growth.
Oh, absolutely. We started girls wrestling, I think this is our 3rd official sanctioned state tournament this year, and every year it just keeps doubling and doubling and doubling numbers across the state. So, yeah, we're our most girls we've ever had here by far this year, and I'm sure we'll break that record next year.
Now let's spin it back a little bit to the growth of wrestling as a whole. You know, Little Rock had its first 2 All-Americans in program history. Neil Ayersman was Coach of the Year for 3 different organizations. You're right there in Little Rock. You've got your wrestling academy. And what's it been like, really not just for Fargo, but to see the growth of the entire state since you've arrived?
It's just unbelievable. When I moved over there in 2007, I felt like I was the only wrestler in the state, and I might have been the only wrestler in the state. And now we have 5 colleges wrestling. We have high school wrestling. It's just blown up. We have over 75 schools that are wrestling now across the state. Bringing teams, big teams here to Fargo each year. We've got All-Americans and Division I wrestling All-Americans from this year from the University of Little Rock. So it's just, I couldn't imagine this happening 15 years ago, but it's happening and we're really excited about it.
What's next for Arkansas wrestling?
I think what's next is a NCAA champion at Little Rock and a national champion up here in Fargo.